difficulty, you know. Hi, Josh. Did you guys say hi to Josh?
Hi, Josh.
Maybe with some enthusiasm this time?
Okay.
Yeah.
We do.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Part of this is like a little Q&A that we've never done before, but we usually have like, a lot of these shows have had like 150 people doing what you're doing right now, so we'd like draw names. Did you guys want to put your name in the hat? We have some questions up here.
I have a question real quick.
Okay.
Did she put the oil like everywhere?
All right,
when you say
we'll
everywhere,
just go with these three and we'll all share the knowledge, okay?
or like most places.
Do you want me to answer that?
I wouldn't have asked.
There was a time where I was kind of almost asleep. And in that period of subconscious, conscious, I don't remember what happened.
So maybe.
Possibly.
Okay. This is the content these people.
Not on my, it wasn't on my
Am I
eyes.
right?
She was very courteous. It wasn't like my eyes or face or in my mouth.
So when you say everywhere, you don't mean like,
Everywhere.
you don't mean everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
That was
You're
my
sweaty.
question. I put it in the hat.
I'm sweaty.
I'm sweaty.
Okay.
My butt crack.
Here. Clarissa. Which one? Who's Clarissa? Hi. Okay. Question is, what was the context for the text message that, they gave when you're through thinking, say yes, its name. I asked a girl out and she texted me and said, I'll think about it. And that was my reply. And then it became the album title. We never went out.
So he's saying he quoted himself.
Correct.
He pulled from himself.
Here's the deal. It was a pretty gangster text message.
Thank you.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're lost, lady.
I held on to that for because that was in 2008, and then we titled the album. I wrote it down in a notebook or something.
It was pretty gangster, but it didn't work.
No, it did not.
Okay.
Because she realized, she's like, oh shit, he's too good for me.
Well, whatever. I'm glad.
I don't want to embarrass myself.
I'm on the path I'm supposed to be on, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I don't believe in paths at all, but whatever.
The handsome path.
It sounds cool when you say it. All right, Dan. Nice shirt. The song 10 is amazing and holds a special place in my heart.
Thank
Tells
you.
the story behind the song. It's pretty personal. But with that, I wanted to write it in a way that worked for like no matter what your sort of scenario was in that sort of loss, right? So like whether it was elective or not elective, or how a lot of people go through that and that kind of loss. And so it was important to me. It was 10 years after the experience, to finally write the song about it and then like have it be something that everybody could relate to, that didn't like stir shit up because I was trying to talk about something important to me, but everybody's got an opinion, it's like, so it was tricky to write it in a way. I think when I started getting the direction of like, I don't know, all this sort of like visual reference stuff, like the Star Wars and the PJs and stuff like that, I felt like that took it out of any kind of like political space or like judgy play, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was, to not give you all the details, I just wanted it to be something for everyone, because I know a lot of people deal with that kind of loss, so.
Just really quick, as we go back, when you're finished reading that question, the way that you rolled into it, I swear that you were like, yeah, thanks, that's amazing. I swear that's what you meant immediately.
That's not what I meant.
I bet it would have been really cool if you did it that way.
Okay, McKenna. Yes, am I reading that right? Hi. What's a favorite memory that fans don't know from all your time together?
That's a
Good
beautiful
question.
name. I almost named my daughter McKenna. It was down to the wire. We tried to write it out, and I was like, McKenna Mackin, like, it should be a Micmac. That doesn't make sense. So we went with Madeline, but beautiful name. Sorry, go ahead.
That's not a favorite memory.
Favorite memory from when? I forgot the story.
That's just a memory.
Yeah. Like, I don't look upon the time that we almost were in the movie Hostel with fond memories.
Really? The time that we got kicked off of a train in the middle of nowhere, Russia.
Yeah, so you
it's
don't.
not so much.
Sorry, but there you go.
And we paid.
I guess we're going with it. We
We paid people to
We were in Russia.
kidnap us and take us to Finland.
We were in Russia. We were leaving St. Petersburg on a train to Helsinki, Finland, and they stamped. We at that time. This is in 2011. At that time, we were carrying all of our gear in like Pelican cases with us around the world. We had like fly racks basically, but we were carrying, it was us and like 3 crew guys. So we're carrying all this shit on this train. It's snowing, there's like 3 feet of snow outside. Russian winter. This is in February in Russia. We get on the train. They stamp our passports out of the country because that's the way they do it on the train. But then someone on the train got wise to the fact that we had all this gear and completely raked us for cash and everything. This customs officer came over. He didn't speak English, but basically we got the gist that we had to get off the train at the next station. So they kicked us off the train. They were like, we can't process your gear on a train. You need your carnet, which is your list of all your serial numbers and all that stuff. You need to get that signed. So we're now standing in 3 feet of snow on an empty train platform with all of our gear. It's freezing. We walk through the train station, and one of the customs agents just got off the train with us. Just like, I guess they don't need to be on the train anymore. So they got off, walked us out the front door, and there were 2 vans just magically waiting at this empty train station, these 2 cabs. And the guy came over, like, we figured out how much money we were supposed to give him, totally watched him go over there and be like, all right, this is my cut, and here you go, cab driver. Drive them to Finland. So we got in 2 vans, split up. We had to split up. We got in 2 vans with 2 drivers that didn't speak a word of English, drove to the border. It was like a get out of the car, walk up checkpoint border across from Russia to Finland. So we got out of the car, waiting in line. It's seriously negative 30 outside.
Also, by the way, not like oh, it's a couple hours. It was like a 10
yeah,
hour.
It's a 10 or 11 hour drive.
Thing. Yeah.
But we stop in like 2 hours in at the border. So we're standing in line with all these Russian people. We're freezing. We get up front and we hand them our passports. Our passports have already been stamped out. So the lady behind the desk was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, you've already left the country. This is wrong, you know? One of the cab drivers walked around the back of the little toll booth thing the lady was in, just opened the door, went inside, started screaming at her, was like, probably was like, I took cash, I'm getting cash for this, can we just please go or whatever? Nobody looked at our gear, nothing. They never checked the carnet, none of the stuff they told us we had to do. We just went about our way. After like all these Russian people behind us were just so pissed. It was freezing. But so then we're driving through the countryside of Finland in the middle of the night. We're not all together. We're like, this is it, dude. We're long con. We're gonna end up in a warehouse with some murder tourists.
We literally were like, okay, you and you and you are sizable. If there's a scuffle, then you're okay. Party.
Yeah, split up so there's enough of a fight in each van.
So like when you like watch the beginning of a horror movie, like that was us. We're like, oh, this is the beginning of the end.
But we made it to Helsinki and checked into the Holiday Inn, and everything was fine. Yeah.
And now we're in Syracuse.
And then I got a sinus infection, and we carried on with our winter touring like we always did. It was the best.
We're good.
Yeah, you guys are tough.
All right, let's just go down there. Yeah, we'll be right back.